We just got the RV hooked up. Brand new, this is brand new outdoors RV. And when we dropped the trailer on the truck, it hardly moved. It, you know, a little bit of squat, but not very much. In fact, inside the cab, you know, we were waiting to, thought for sure we'd feel it going on there, but we didn't even feel it go on. We're like, oh wow, he hooked it up. Didn't hardly budge it. So this trailer is about 7,200 pounds. And it's empty right now, so it's light. But this is what we're going to be towing back with us, and we're going to be doing a full test of the new 2500 HD. But just, you know, getting a look at it. I don't run any sway or weight distribution hitches at all. I've never had to, and it's fine. That's the advantage of having a heavy duty. These things don't even budge. Just as a quick note, I'm at Thompson RV in Pendleton, Oregon. If you're going to buy an outdoors RV, these are the guys to buy an RV from. They're awesome. The price was unbelievable, and the service is exceptional. They did a great job getting us through here, and I bought a lot of RVs, and I can tell you that this has been the best RV purchasing experience I've had. So again, just wanted to let you know that we're preparing to get this thing towed back, and we'll be doing a full towing review of our 2500 HD and let you know how it goes. Going up Dead Man's Pass. Okay, we're getting ready to tow our trailer up Dead Man's Pass. We're heading from Pendleton, Oregon, over this summit to LeGrand on the other side. It's a pretty good grade. It's a long grade. And just want to point out a few things. So first of all, hooking the trailer up was really easy. The backup camera, and there's a view where you can actually look down on the hitch, and you know, that worked really good. It was really helpful. I'm in tow haul mode right now. Super easy to put it in and out of. And this trailering app is really good. So it has a light test feature that I was able to just put it in light test, and it just ran through in a sequence and tested all the trailer lights and allows you to walk through and look at them all. This is a really important view because, well, fuel economy on your towing is important, but it's also showing you the transmission temperature. And this is a big reason why I would definitely recommend a heavy duty truck for anything, any trailer over, I go with a rule of thumb of anything over 6,000 pounds, I would go with the heavy duty, and anything, you know, under 6,000 pounds, a 1500, you know, on F-150 or Silverado 1500 is probably fine, but over 6,000 pounds, I don't have, like I said, any sway control. I don't have any weight distribution, and the trailer, you can hardly even tell it's there. There's little squat. This trailer weighs about 7,200 pounds, and it's no problem, right? So heading up this grade now, and you know, I'm not having any issues at all. It's super easy. And again, you know, that's the benefit of a big heavy duty truck with a diesel engine. I imagine my fuel economy is just going to get better and better. But one thing to really point out that's really important to look for in towing with a truck is the transmission temperature. And I've seen on Silverado 1500s, and I've seen on the new Tundra, where towing a 5,000 pound trailer, the transmission temperature is well over 200 degrees. Now I'm running, it's a, you know, 50 degree day, so I would expect to, under normal conditions, the transmission temperature would be about 150, and I'm running probably about that going up this hill. It doesn't seem to be putting any stresses on it, but on those smaller trucks towing a heavy trailer, you will run your transmission at well over 200 degrees going up a big hill, especially on a hot day. And I've seen some of them just shut down, go into limp mode. That's a big issue for towing, is that transmission temperature. So this towing, well, on my old 2019, I never ever got the transmission temperature over 180 degrees on the truck ever. Towing up hills, 100-degree days, whatever, never over 180. I doubt I'm going to get anywhere close to that on this truck by the looks of it. Like I said, I'm going up a fairly steep grade. I'm doing 60, but I've got a lot of curves. So I'm sure I can go way faster, but it's not necessary. And again, with all these curves, I'm you know, taking it easy, but you know, I'm running at 1800 RPM, and you know, absolutely no issues at all. I think the other thing, you know, I'll be interested in is the fuel economy, and on the downhill side, we'll test out the brake controller, and we'll, you know, the brakes, and we'll test out the engine brake to see how effective that is. Now, my 2019, the engine brake was awesome. You know, that you hardly even touch the brakes. So, another feature of a diesel, right, that you get, and that's a big benefit. So far, I haven't used my DEF tank is still showing 100% full of fuel, or full of DEF, sorry, and I've got over 300 miles, and so it hasn't even touched the DEF tank. I would expect it to do a little bit more consumption on the DEF tank towing a trailer. So I've also got a gauge on here that shows me the angle of the truck, both vertical, horizontal sort of angles. Right now it's showing I'm at a 4-degree incline, and you know, like I said, I'm really impressed with all the technology, you know, between the trailer diagnostic, you know, being able to go through and look at all the lights. I got a checklist on here. I can hook tires up here, check my connections. I mean, it's all really impressive. So the electronics and the technology is really excellent. So far, you know, no complaints. Trailer brake controller, I got the gain set, so that's all working good. I stopped on a hill, took my feet off the brakes, and the truck didn't move. You know, so that hill control on this truck is excellent. So far, you know, no complaints. If I find anything or figure out, you know, anything to complain about, I'll let you guys know. But so far, you know, mirrors are awesome. Everything's really good. So we'll see how we go over this big summit, and then we'll check back in going downhill and check that brake controller. But so far, so good. Super impressed. Going downhill now. This is it's not a huge steep grade, but it's a bit of a grade. I think it said 5%. So far, coming up that grade, Dead Man's Pass, the hottest transmission temperature I saw was 162 degrees. So that's excellent. That's really good. Towing super smooth. Now I'm going downhill. I'm doing about 70, and I don't even have the engine brake engaged. I do have it in tow haul mode, and it's you know, just in tow haul mode, when you put on the brakes a little bit, just that bit of engine braking. I mean, I'm not doing anything right now, and I'm going down a pretty steep grade, and it's slowing down a little bit. So yeah, I put the engine brake on. I'm up to 8.5 miles per gallon, and I've gone, I don't know, maybe 50 miles. Got the engine brake on now. Haven't touched the brakes. I'll tap them a little bit. So the engine brake's engaged now. It's revved up a little bit, and I'm slowing down. Again, going down a pretty steep grade, and I'm gonna have to actually accelerate to keep it up. So engine brake's working good. In my 2019, it worked really good. Again, I'm gonna disengage it because it's slowing me down too much. But you know, that's what you want. You know, and again, that's the advantage of the heavy duty diesels. So yeah, no issues going downhill. Hardly touch the brakes. Nice feature on here is that there's a brake wear indicator, a gauge that tells you the percentage of wear on your brakes, and it's 100%, of course, front and back. So you know, but that's kind of nice to have. But you shouldn't really have to use the brakes that much in this truck, which is a big advantage. Transmission temperature now is down to 144. It's 46 degrees outside. You know, and again, that's a big indicator of, you know, the effectiveness of your tow vehicle, as far as I'm concerned. Is that transmission fluid is a big deal at temperature. So I don't know. There's, you know, nothing really to complain about. I can feel a little bit of sway when a truck passes or when I'm going by a truck, but it's really not much at all, considering I'm pulling a 31-foot trailer, and there's no sway control at all. I just get a tiny little bit when a truck passes, and, you know, that's it. Otherwise, it's straight and smooth and simple and easy. So it's all going great. Nothing to complain about. Again, when I get home, I got another 150 miles or so to go. When I get back, you know, I'll talk about the whole experience. But yeah, it's awesome, just as I expected it would be. And is it better than my 2019? You know, I'd say that transmission, when I'm not towing, I could hardly notice the difference between my 6-speed and the 10-speed. But when you're towing, that 10-speed makes a difference. It definitely makes a difference, uphill and downhill. I think that was worth the money alone, was the 10-speed. So transmission runs cool, shifts super smooth, and I think it's selecting the right gears that's maximizing the fuel economy and just making the trailer super easy to tow. So I think that was worth it. But outside of that, I'll check in with you again when we get home, but it's awesome. So I arrived in Idaho safely, and the towing experience was really good. No issues at all. I'm just stopped here early in the morning to register my RV. Being I bought it in Oregon, I got to register it in Idaho, so I'm at the Idaho DMV to get that registered. And just as I'm waiting for it to open, I thought I'd just summarize the towing experience to wrap up my impression of this truck. Towing a 31-foot RV, and I'm going to do a review on this RV later. This is a really cool RV. So again, just over 7,000 pounds empty, which it's empty now. There's nothing in the tanks. It's completely empty. There's nothing packed in it. So right around just over 7,000 pounds, 31 feet long, and it towed really, really well. There was no issues whatsoever towing. And again, you know, that's what you get when you're in an HD, right? You don't have a lot of drama. I used less than half a tank on 300 miles, and there was a lot of hills up and down, and you know, a lot of going over a lot of overpasses and hills, and it you know, less than half a tank. So 300 miles on less than half a tank, that means, you know, in theory I should be able to go 600 miles on a tank of fuel. And that's really incredible if you think about it, because if you did that on a F-150 or a Silverado 1500 or any of those light duty trucks, I think after 200 miles you'd be looking for a fuel stop. So again, something to consider. But the towing is excellent. And again, I had like no sway. We had some really heavy wind, well, you know, 25 mile an hour sort of wind, but there was some gusts, and it didn't move the truck at all. It was just solid. So yeah, the towing experience on this truck is exactly as I expected it to be. These things are made to tow, and that's what it did. Pretty light load, really, if you think about it, for this truck. I mean, it's rated to tow 18,500 pounds, and at, you know, just over 7,000 pounds, this thing is nothing for it, right? So anyway, great experience, and hope that helps everybody. See ya. Bye.